And it's been quite interesting today, obviously taking a look at what will a low carbon future be like. And there's a certain amount of, optimism in the air that it's going to mean, lots of opportunities for companies, all sorts of new jobs that we can be sort of inspiring young people to think about. So I've just got some bits and pieces just to show you just briefly. So there is a prediction from about 18 months ago. And I think it's quite interesting because it just shows, that transition and some, thoughts there and, an interesting number of people being predicted to work in these technologies and how industries that we've always accepted as being part of our country, are set to change. And so what kind of jobs are going to be available? Well, some are very obvious. I pass one of these every single day on the M4. So, wind farmer, yeah, but perhaps we'll also have vertical farmers because we're running out of space. This would be a great way of having farms in our cities so that, there weren't so many food miles for the vegetables to travel. Obviously, we're thinking about all sorts of alternative vehicle designers. So people who are coming into your colleges, they are going to be the people in the future who are going to be coming up with all sorts of ideas, not only for travel on land, but maybe for all sorts of, maybe space travel and maybe for cars that can travel at the speed of light. Perhaps we'll have a teleport specialist. Maybe that will be another area for colleges in sort of like 10 years' time. And will the new wardens, rather than being terrified of traffic wardens, will we have weather modification wardens who'll be looking out for people secretly seeding clouds so that they get lots of sort of rain on their crops? And then finally, there's a lot of talk about construction and living buildings and some really inspiring ideas out there. But it is interesting that when you drill down to the reality, I know that when I just wanted to have a green roof, when I did some building work on my house in London, in the end I had to give up because the builder just felt that he wasn't capable of really dealing with the technical issues that would be evolved. So that's very much a thought for the future and something we should be encouraging people to think about. So, lots and lots of, potential ideas there. But there is a certain amount of uncertainty, and it is a real shame, about, when you look at what happened in Copenhagen, because how marvellous it would have been if we'd come out with some kind of a global plan. I think the realists amongst us kind of suspected that no matter how many leaders flew there, ironically, clocking up, all that carbon to get there, that the results weren't going to be that conclusive. But it is a shame because I think it would have made a real difference in terms of the way industries, planned their future. Nevertheless, it is important that we examine where we're going to go. And so what I thought I would do this morning really is to take us all on a bit of a journey to see whether we can't sort of have a roadmap of, where we're going, how we should be preparing, what the possibilities are. And this journey took me, first of all, just before Christmas, to Imperial College and University College London, where I met the academics, some researchers who've been working in this area for many, many years. And we'll be hearing some thoughts from Dan Bretz at UCL's Low Carbon Centre. But first of all, let's hear from Professor Peter Pearson and find out where he stands on climate change.